Hey guys, Sarcastic here, and welcome to Expeditions of Viking. This game is a 3D RPG strategy-based game that's about the history of Norse and the Nordic lands, the Jutes, the Geats, versus the Catholics, the Christians of England, and what happened between the two continents of that time. Now, about the story, I'm not sure what it is, but clicking on a new game would cause us to create our character and start the story, and I'll see you guys when I have done that. Alright guys, showing off the character creation. This is our character. Aramis Starcaster, father's name Jorah Starcaster. Male. He has kind of a tied back hair. Can't change the beard, sadly. See? Go back to shaving. It's pulled back, not tied back. He has leather clothes that change the colors to black and white. He's wearing boots, so he doesn't look too bad. He kind of resembles my ideal character of Aramis. And that's his portrait. I think that fits him best. Look at this. That definitely fits him best, okay? And then going on to the primary stats. 10 strength, 8 endurance, 4 finesse, 1 perception, and 6 sense. And the reason being I have no perception is because Aramis, I do not intend to have him using ranged weapons, and therefore he won't be the kind of person that pushes for information. So I don't find it very useful. Perception, but sense, persuasion, and then this is fair, but I'm more focused on his brute force aspect, so physical feats and dialogue, hit points, and persuasion. He's a pretty persuasive guy. Moving into skills, he's going to be using a Thegn axe eventually. Hopefully. That's what I want him to use. Does he have an axe right now? I don't know. But I want him to use a Thegn axe, and if you guys know what a Thegn axe is, it's a big two-handed axe that the Vikings used. It interrupts free, and then moving here, there's this stuff, which we got tactical move and 1 in leadership. Grants a bonus to both resistances and unlock special conversation options. And then going on to utility skills, he has constitution, diplomacy, 1 in diplomacy and 1 in hunting. And then the one that I find most important, which is passive skills. He has opportunist. He gains +1 attack of opportunity per turn. He moves around an enemy. He can move around an enemy without incurring an attack of opportunity as long as he doesn't disengage. Gets 10 hit points. And that's about it. I mean, he's the first level, so can't really afford much. I think what I'm gonna do is downgrade that. Here we go. Switch those two in case he gets low on health. We'll get stronger, become more like a berserker. Anyways, done with that. That was fairly quick. I thought I had more skills, but I apparently don't. So done with that. Yes, I am very satisfied with my character. Logic artists.
Your father was a great warrior and a good husband, but he was not a strong chieftain to his clan. As he travels to join his brothers in the halls of Valhalla, you must take his place. Our clan is beset by petty squabbles. Some amongst our people would contest your claim to leadership, as they saw discord our neighbors plot against us. Gather your most trusted clansmen. Together you will face dangers which none can predict. You will be challenged on your leadership, your resolve, your wisdom. Build a ship and take your housecarls across the sea. Power and strength for our clan must be sought outside the Norse lands. If you show yourself to be bold, the gods will follow you into battle. Your legacy will live for 1,000 years beyond your time. Our clan must prevail.
Well, that was pretty freaking intense. I liked her accent. She had a pretty good accent going on there. Aid me, Odin, in my effort to bind the struggles of a bygone time as a glimmering light on glass. Like extra spaces here. It is the evening after your father's funeral. Continue. When you close your eyes, the image of his blazing ship shimmers in the dark behind your eyelids. It is not a common ritual this far south, but your mother Astridir, who hails from the land of the Geats, insisted on it. All the Thegns of the neighboring clans have come to attend your feast in his honor. Your father may not have been the most successful Thegn, but as a warrior, he commanded the respect of many. The guests are filing into your father's longhouse, and the Thegns enter first, each trailing a modest group of warriors. Your mother leans in and whispers a few words of advice before she takes her seat. You should greet each of the Thegns before the... I'm just gonna call them Vikings. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Vikings! Before the feast begins, but listen well to their words. Few of them would benefit from making this a smooth transition. It would be important to know where they stand. Rurik. Characters with the golden nameplates have dialogue where you click on them and talk to them. Rurik Jora Starcasters. Alright. The icon over your chair is a quest marker. You can turn these off in game settings for a more independent play experience. Gold quest markers indicate mandatory objectives. Talking to other things Vikings is not mandatory. Marked by silver quest markers which indicate optional objectives. When you want to move on, just take a seat by clicking on your chair. Your elder brother Rurik always had a penchant for music. He looks up and gives you a warm smile as you approach him. Gottkveld, brother. I probably just butchered that. I mean, my honored Viking, how do you feel? I'm well, Rurik. I know our father is in Valhalla now. Wow, so it's using, like, is it using Nordic, right, like, text? Because that's not how we spell Valhalla. Oh, I gotta look this up after the video. Oh, that would be so awesome if it does. You can barely hear his soft voice over the din of the feast. I'm certain he is. Odin would have to be a fool not to accept a warrior like him. How is everyone treating you? Everyone knows you are the better warrior and a stronger-willed man than I. Nobody wants me as their... Thegn? Is their Thegn. Okay. Sorry about that. That was a video update, driver update coming up. I guess the Viking lore, I don't know. I gotta look that up. You can... To tell you the truth, I think our clansmen are almost as relieved as I am that you took on the mantle. I have to go and be a host. I'll talk to you later. Your brother flashes you a cheeky grin. Just use the old signal if you need help to get out of a conversation with one of those other Vikings. Let's talk to her. Nefja. Follow my newer
There you are. The feast seems to be off to a good start.
She is one of our oldest friends. Our families have always been close. You grew up together in the village. He has just finished pouring your mother a mug of mead. It's nice to see you out of your armor for once. She snores sarcastically. You've seen my sister in this dress before. Surely that's the same thing. She closes her eyes and rubs the bridge of her nose with a finger. God, she was so excited to see me like this. I'll never hear the end of it. Where is Zephyra? A sardonic undertone creeps into Nefja's voice. My poor sister has a fever again. She has such a frail constitution. All this wet, cold is hard on her. Mother stayed home to care for her. What do you think of our guests? She chuckles. Your fellow Vikings are currently a proud and graceful bunch, even as they plot to murder you and take our lands. You think poorly of them. She grimaces. Oh, I'm sure not all of them are actually planning to kill us. I have a weird feeling about Skull, though. I doubt they call him Skull Cleaver for no reason. We're gonna have to look into that. Can't just judge a book by its cover. Halfdanir Dalmar plays the lovable old grunt, but I know he's had his eyes on our harbor for years. Okay, don't trust that guy. Ragnhildir, I'm not sure about. She probably has nothing to gain from destroying us, but she's little more than Sigurd oh my god. Hringer's appendage, and who knows where he stands. Okay. Watch our back. Let's talk to this bastard. So we can't talk to him? There we go. Is the Thegn of Jelling, which borders your area. Jelling is a large territory. Its goal is one of the most powerful Vikings in Jutland. Jelling has prospered under his rule. Skull pushes himself away from the table with his foot, the chair making a grinding sound across the wooden floor. His face shows earnest sympathy. His face shows earnest sympathy, but grinding his chair, marking up my wooden floor, that is not very polite. Aaron Starcaster, my boy, so sorry about your father. If there's anything the people of Jelling can do to aid you in these trying times, do not hesitate to ask. It's very kind of you, Viking Skull. Of course, we must all stand together against Frankish threat. Tell me, what are your plans for this place? How will you lead your people? He doesn't look very trustable. I don't like how he looks. That's my business. Waves a hand dismissively in her direction. As you wish, dear boy. I shouldn't poke my nose in your affairs. He lets out a deep sigh and leans back in his seat. I'm sure you know I fought with your father many years ago. We were very much of a similar inclination, he and I. That man had a real taste for battle, not like his brothers. Mark my words, Amos Darkcaster. True bonds are forged in battle, not bound in blood. He came to me for advice before he mounted his last journey on account of my ties to Kolping. I should have warned him better about what he was getting himself into. What does Kolping have to do with it? Vikings out of Kolping have been to the Isles across the sea. I've heard many stories about it since I often go there to trade. Your father wanted to hear if the stories were true. But I've taken too much of your time already. I know you have other guests to entertain. Perhaps we'll talk later after a bit more mead. Not more to himself than to you, and turns his attention to the food on the table. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't like his face either. Look at him smug. That smug grin. The squint in his eyes and that full beard. Halfdanir is the Thegn of a slightly larger clan that borders your lands to the east. He wears a solemn expression and nods heavily. Is it Thegn? Does it mean Thegn? Like Thane? Because all these people in here own some sort of territory. Nods heavily when you approach him. Jorah Starcaster is in Valhalla now. Here, I'm a Starcaster. There is no doubt about it. He died doing what he loved. While he feasts among the heroes, you're left back here to sort out the pieces. You've got your work cut out for you. I'm not going to cause any trouble yet. Your father managed to make quite a few enemies in his time. Most of them among his own clan. If you'll permit me to be honest, I never paid one speck of attention to the wishes or needs of his people. Surely you're not expecting your claim to leadership to go uncontested. I am the rightful Thane. If anyone thinks otherwise, we'll sort it out the traditional way. Yeah. Traditional way. Good. Worse problems than this have been solved at the tip of a spear or the edge of a blade. May the gods favor you if it comes to that. I agree. Fafnir empties his mug of mead in a single gulp and slams the mug onto the table and calls Billy Thrall for a refill. I guess I don't mind Halfdanir. Halfdanir? Let's talk to...
Busy entertaining your guests?
Katil. He's standing off to the side holding a horn full of mead. The young hunter appears to be watching the feast with a faintly amused expression. He nods respectfully when you come near. I want to see why he's alone. Winks conspiratorially. Trying to decide who to pick a fight with. I want this feast to be memorable, and nobody tells stories of a feast without a fight. Jokes aside, have you seen Huskarls over there in the corner? Hrugerda and Skaki. I've heard stories about them. Nefja seems to be expecting trouble too, so I've decided to go easy on the meat and keep an eye out. I appreciate that. He throws his head back and slightly towards Aslefir. Aslafer? Jeez, I'm so bad at this. I need somebody that's Swedish to teach me how to pronounce these words. Speaking of which, keep an eye on the big lug back here. He and his friends have been putting their heads together all night. I think he might be planning something. But keep an eye on him. Leave the watch to me. This is your feast. We don't want to, we want to be cautious, but not cautious to the point where we're paranoid. So, we gotta be careful with our word choice. This is your feast. You should relax and enjoy yourself. I'll alert you if something happens. I appreciate that, Katil. Let's talk to Vardarson. Distant cousin. Leadership of the clan has moved between your side of the family and his for generations. He's known as a skilled warrior and a hard worker. Eslefur sits with his two closest friends.
Our condolences on the passing of your father. At least he died the way he would have wanted. He will be feasting with the gods tonight.
Oh my god, I love that voice acting. Oh, that voiceover is amazing. He looks up when you approach his end of the table. Neither of his friends acknowledges your presence. His tone is respectful but slightly cold. This is a real RPG. I am fucking loving this so far. Though he may have never respected our father, we don't want any bad blood. He is family. He seems to consider this for a while before replying. It's no secret I didn't agree with how Jorah Starcaster ruled our clan. Bearing this in mind, I don't want to see what gives you the right to succeed him. But his feast is in his honor, and I will not insult his memory here, nor will I challenge your claim to leadership. Thanks forward and looks you directly in the eyes. I do. Because, okay. If you challenge my birthright, you will pay for it with your life. You are wrong. I hope you will give me a chance to prove it. Because my father failed you. It is not our way to let rulership simply pass from father to son. If we are to become a strong clan again, we must appoint the best warrior as Thegn. You are not the strongest of us, merely less weak of your father's children. Ow. It's fucking rude. If you believe the gods favor you in this, I hope you will get the chance to prove it, but I will not simply wait for you to falter and bring the whole clan to ruin. If he challenges our birthright, he's gonna pay with his life. Frowns deeply. We shall see. He returns his attention to his companions. I will kill that fucker. Ragnhildur the White is the most influential of your guests, as the vassal of King Sigurdur Bringer. I'm sorry, guys. She is the current ruler of Denmark. She has come from the trade hub of Ribe to the south, where she presides as Jarl. She nods politely as you approach her. Okay, I think we can trust this woman. Surely. It was a beautiful ceremony, Aramis Starcaster. I extend my condolences for your loss on behalf of Ribe and of the king. Thank you very much. I must tell you, I advise him not to seek out the isles across the sea. We've all heard the stories of the unprotected coasts and the treasures, but there is more danger than rumors let on. I am not surprised he claimed his life, but I am glad at least he died with a sword in his hand. Did you know him well? I knew him as a warrior. We fought together on Bavillier, and you struck me as a shrewd tactician. When your king needs you, I hope that you will serve him as well as your father did. I will serve, you have my word. She nods once. I'm glad to hear it. Our king will not forget those who aid him in battle. Thank you for accepting the invitation. We are honored that you could make it. Hi, our reputation with the Rive increased by 1. Of course, your father's sword will be missed in our struggles against the Franks. If you'll excuse me, I must do the rounds. Enjoy the feast. The old shield maiden smiles. She gracefully slides back down into her seat, whereupon she spears a large piece of chicken with her knife and dumps it on her plate. Like a true Viking! Yeah! I'm sorry, that's probably offensive. Is that it? Yep. Now we take a seat. Following the initial meet and greet, everyone toasts to your father and digs into the meal. Food covers every inch of the table, and freshly brewed mead seems to flow endlessly. Oh? Well, you left. You're listening to Nevja's usual complaints about her mother when Katil perks up and slips discreetly out of the longhouse. Outside, some piece of pottery crashes against the ground, and men begin to shout. Uh-oh. In short order, the door flies open and the doorway is filled with Atar Erlingson, sword in hand. Outside, you see his brother standing over the prone form of Katil. Prone. So he's lying on the ground. Atar looks around the room with disgust. What a splendid feast for shit Thegn. Oh god. His gaze stops on us. He raises his sword to point to you accusingly. Sorry, Mr. Starcaster, your family had its chance to earn our respect and you wasted it. Come outside and defend your honor, or we will burn this all to the ground. Richard jumps to her feet, already holding her knife. Her voice seethes with disgust. Atar, you miserable drunkard, how dare you attack your Thane's honor during his own feast? Your family will pay for this. Atar has turned his head back on you, and is already walking back outside. All the other guests turn their gazes to you. In anticipation, your mother leans in to whisper in your ear. You have to handle this. If the other Thanes think you're too weak to deal with such a blow against our family's honor, no woman's gonna be with me. We're handling this. One and only. Didinger. Whatever that means. Shieldmaiden shakes her head. The drunken fool is here for a fight. I think we'll actually have to kill him this time. Retrieve your weapon from the rack by the door. Oh, she's with us anyways. Yeah, give me that. Take all. Now that you've taken your weapons, it's time to equip them. Click on the inventory icon to open up. We don't use bows, though. We don't use bows. No, we use a Dane axe. We don't use ranged weapons. Most of the guests follow you outside and form a half circle behind you. You're dimly aware of the other Thanes muttering among themselves. Ifshay runs over to Katil to help him back on his feet. A streak of blood runs from his hair down to his cheek, but it looks like he can still fight. 4 against 1. This is what the sons of Erlinger Thoreligelson consider a fair fight. Toste Erlingson. Atar's brother, Toste, sneers. He sounds drunk. Shut your mouth, woman. He started it. Diplomacy number 1. Go home, you fools. I know our families have never been on good terms, but if we spill each other's blood tonight, the killing will never stop. In the back, the youngest of Erlingson's heir is looking increasingly distraught. He's right, Atar. This is not what father would want. Atar groans with irritation. It doesn't matter what father wants. We're here now. There is no going home with our honor. Nothing about this is honorable. Heir. I should never have come here with you. Then run, Air. Run back to the farm like a coward and we'll deal with Irma Starcaster ourselves. Air's eyes flicker between you and his brother, dejected. He takes 2 steps back, then he turns and walks away. Tar's gaze never leaves you, and his hand clenches around the grip of his axe. If you crave a fight so much, there are proper ways to handle this. Tar shifts his weight restlessly, as he regards the Thane's assembled behind you. Too late for second thoughts. When Eslefir is our Thane, he can judge the honor of what happens here tonight. He steps forward and draws his weapon. Wow, really? You've gone too far, Artar. There is no honor in this. I must take Irma Starcaster's side here. Oh, okay. For a moment, confusion mixes with fright in Star's eyes, but he quickly composes himself. Fine, we'll kill you all. And then I'll be Thane. Okay. Which one's me? Combat. Sphere. Tar. Cost. Combat is an important aspect of the game. Defeat does not necessarily mean the game over. You will usually be able to continue and the story may change in some cases. During combat, blue hexes appear under your allies and red hexes underneath the enemies. You can select yourself and your warriors, called herdmen, either by clicking on them directly or clicking on their portrait. Right? You can make difficult attacks against enemies by clicking on them. Clicking on them when the cursor changes to a sword or an arrow. In addition to normal attacks, remember to use your character's abilities. When the conditions for an ability is not met, it will be grayed out hovering over individual abilities, provide information, and use their effects. Close. Okay. She will go here. Oh no, him. He will go there. Teal will go there. Oh, attack of opportunity, so that's what that is. And fired him. Parried. Okay, that's good. He will. Okay, his turn's over, looks like. He will attack him from there. Oh, shit. Okay. And that's turn. And turn. He's dead. Oh shit, she just got shot at. You gonna finish that? He's dead. And then we got him. And that'll be it for that. And turn. And Starcaster will have the finish. Right through our friend there. Victory. Whoa! We killed our own blood. It's not good. Existing injuries. Oh yeah, he has light trauma to the head. Whenever you finish combat, you'll see this stream, which has a few vital pieces of information. The character was injured during combat. Any new injuries will be displayed there. You will need to be treated the next time you make camp. Here you will see any items still equipped by your herdman. If you use any items during combat, it will be shown here as well. Here you will see all the items equipped by each character. Any items that lost their ability during the fight will be indicated by a red arrow. Okay, so we didn't lose anything either. Alright. Vitar lies on the frozen earth in a small pool of his own blood. His blank eyes gaze at the sky. The only brother who made it through alive is slowly getting to his feet. He looks at his dead brothers with a distant shock in his eyes. Nafsha regards the aftermath of the fight with a mixture of disdain and sadness. What do we do with him? They think we're gonna be weak. our own clan thinks we're not gonna be the strong, cold-hearted ruler we need to be. Well, we need to send a message to everybody that doubts our bloodline's rule. And we're gonna execute him. The grim work does not take long. Your guests look on solemnly as the snow in front of your feast halls turn red with the blood of the farmers. Many of them doubted your resolve before. Now they see what you're made of. She better not be. She is the one. I wanted to be the one. It should be me. A Selfir steps forward. He looks not the least bit tired from the fight. I supported you here tonight because of Atar and his brothers were out of line. It is not the way of our clan to kill each other in drunken brawls. I'm a Sarcaster, son of Jorah Sarcaster. I challenge you to a duel for the position of Thegn. An excited murmur raises among the guests. Katil mutters in a voice too low for anyone other than you, Nefsha, to hear. Can you believe this, Baku Jor Sonner? What? It's his right to issue such a challenge. His timing could be better, though. I don't know why he challenges me. The seat of Thegn should never be passed from father to son like a sword or a horse. If our clan is to endure, we must ensure that we are ruled by the strongest and most wise among us. I accept your challenge. He nods, apparently satisfied. We will meet on Holmgang Island at noon on the morrow. May the gods favor you. No longer following. Each herdman has received 10 skill points. That's good. Click on the compass rose to open the area map. This shows the layout of the area, the points of interest, and your current position marked. Okay, well, there. Well, it's the longhouse, and over there. Where are we? I don't know where we are. Oh, we're here. And guys, that is all the time I have for the video. Man, that was a long video, but I mean, that's just the beginning. I mean, now it's half an hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment and a like. And if you want to see more content, click that subscribe and notification button so you know when I upload the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.